Greetings. I want to share a little bit about the course syllabus and go through it with you and take a few minutes to point out some of the important pieces that you need to pay attention to, both now and throughout the semester. So the first page of the course syllabus for this course, Econ 313 Intermediate Macro Theory, has basic course information, how to contact me, office hours, etc., important dates for the course that you want to pay attention to. That's all on the first page, including my email address, which is the best way to get a hold of me. As we go through the syllabus, you'll see some information about the protocols and links to information about university protocols regarding COVID for fall of 2022. And what's most important, perhaps, at least initially, is the course materials. I'll be sharing that in an announcement in Blackboard in terms of how to get access to the required course material, in particular the textbook, which is an e-textbook, along with Pearson MyLab resources. So that's information that will be important for you to get started with the course. Also required is a subscription to the Wall Street Journal, and I will be sharing information with you about that at the very beginning of the course, about how to subscribe to that. As we'll see in just a moment, the key learning outcomes for the course is to be able to connect macroeconomic theory to real-world events. And you will have some assignments during the semester where you'll be asked to summarize economic indicators that have come out during the past month, what's the current state of the economy, and that's really building up to an assignment that's due, macroeconomic briefing report, which is due at the end of the semester, to keep you up to date with that information and make that easier at the end of the semester when you're actually working on that. So I'll provide information to you about the Wall Street Journal subscription as well. And then there are additional course readings and other resources that will be made available throughout the course. But those two pieces right here are critical, okay, for your performance in the course. We'll be using Blackboard for everything in this course. It's an online course, but I would be doing that with an on-campus course as well. It is the hub for everything in this course. Please check information in Blackboard every day. I really mean that. I'll be often, some days I may not be providing new announcements, but most days there'll be some announcements about material, upcoming deadlines, changes, etc. And it's your responsibility to keep up with that every day. We're using something called the Remind app, another way of communicating with you. Again, that will be part of the opening week activities for you to sign up for Remind. It's a text-based messaging or text messaging-based communication system. You'll be able to connect with me on my cell phone. I'll be able to connect with you via your cell, but we won't have each other's numbers. It's an intermediary kind of tool used in many schools across the country. And students have found that to be really useful. So it's a way for me. I will also be using email. I'll be using a variety of tools to be in communication with you regularly. Look over the basic technologies for the course. Make sure that you are not using a Chromebook or tablet for the course. That will be problematic at times. You really need to have a computer or a laptop. It doesn't matter whether it's a Mac or whether it's a Windows machine, but that's going to be really important. It's also important that you have clearly dependable internet service. And I will make a special point about talking about this, that getting the Adobe Scan app is going to actually be a really important thing. You're going to need to scan material throughout the course, whether it's homework, whether it's exams, and upload that into Blackboard. So it's going to be critical for you to get that. It's best for you to do that now so you can practice, make sure you know how to use it, etc. You can use it on your phone. It's a great tool. I use it frequently myself. So there are some resources for online learning success. And then the next part of the syllabus talks about what is this course about. I'll have a separate video introducing you to the course. I'll let you read through this, but it's really, this is one of the key theory courses in the course, in the curriculum as an economics major, along with intermediate microeconomics and econometrics. So we're going to be using models to understand, predict, explain, evaluate economic activity in the economy and policy, and then link that to the real world as well. And the last part of the course will be moving beyond the textbook to talk about macroeconomics through the lens of economic inequality and what economists and economic research has to say about that. And so here's some expected learning outcomes for the course. Again, it's about being able to analyze, explain, predict, and communicate ideas about, to explain, to evaluate, to predict economic behavior at the economy level, and policies at the economy level in terms of the macroeconomy. So we'll be doing that every week, all the time. So it's important that you clearly understand what we're about in the course. There's a separate course outline, week-by-week guide that is provided, and I will be providing you information each week about that week's content, that week's assignments, due dates, etc. So information about time that's required for the course. Yeah, there's a fair amount of time that's involved. You should set aside, I'll just say it, I'll kind of cut to the chase. You should probably expect to spend around 12 to 15 hours a week on this course. That's kind of a rule of thumb in order to get to an A grade. So there's some information here about what leads to that and why that is. Okay, so course grades, everyone wants to know about that. So these are the activities in the course, the weights of those activities. You'll notice that for many of them, you're able to drop the lowest score. That's not true for everything. There'll be 3 exams, but exam 3 isn't dropped. We'll talk about that as we get to it, but it's really more of a comprehensive exam at that point. You will have a project due at the end of the course, a macro briefing report that will take the place of a final exam. And then you'll have some other exercises, reading quizzes, something called just-in-time teaching exercises, JIT exercises, homework exercises, and the weights that go along with those are listed here. The next section, there's a little discussion about what each one of these graded assignments is, how its role in the course, and I'll encourage you to read through that. So there's just a little bit of a annotated description about each type of assignment that's listed in the course grades above. Right. So read this information about the graded assignments. Right. Talk to me early on about them. There's generally not makeup work. There's generally not late work because you get to drop one of most of the things in the course. And so if you're sick, if something emergency happens, etc., that will generally be the one that will get dropped for you. If there's something that goes on for a longer period of time, it's important that you get a hold of me and to see whether there's any opportunity to work that out, some extended illness, some extended emergency, etc. You need to contact me as soon as possible. So please read through this. As it says, please read this carefully. No extra credit. A key section of the syllabus is about academic integrity. Read that carefully, okay? Because as what is in the blue box here, you'll see these blue boxes in some points in the syllabus, right? If you are found to have plagiarized or worked with somebody, etc., in a way that's academically dishonest, it's not your work that you're turning in, it's copied or something else along those lines, and the list up above, right, you could end up getting an F in the course or just for the exam or assignment or project or whatever it is. So we take that seriously in the department, and you should too. And so there's an honor code. I ask you to put that statement, honor code statement on anything that you're handing in the course for a grade. So some additional responsibilities in terms of attendance, participation, etc. Please read through that as well in terms of what gets counted, how attendance gets counted in the course, and engagement in the course. And then there's a section on important university policies and services as well. The ADA, Americans with Disabilities Act. We have an Office of Accessibility Resources. If you have any kind of disability accommodation request, those need to happen early in the course, at the start of the course. They aren't retroactive to earlier in the course. And I've provided links here in terms of who you need to contact in order to get that set up, and in terms of notifying me as well. Sexual assault, harassment, misconduct, information about that. The university takes this very seriously. So you need to know that as well. And also here are some services that are available to you that you should know about. Counseling services, as well as tutoring services that the university provides via, at a distance in this case, with Upswing. And so there's tutoring available through Upswing services as well. I checked prior to the start of the semester here, and it appears that they do have tutors that are available for intermediate macroeconomics, not just lower level courses. So you will be getting a version of this conditions for participation in the course that I will ask you to sign and upload. It will also provide some practice in scanning and uploading to Blackboard as well. You'll be getting this very early in the semester, and it goes through your responsibilities and indicating that you've read this, that you understand your responsibilities in the course, so that things are clear to you, and also clear to me that they're clear to you. So this is a copy of that, but you will get separately this form, and you'll be asked to sign it and upload it into Blackboard. And then finally, there are some links at the very end to important and common college and university policies. Anything that's listed here you can check out, including the Willie Deese College of Business and Economics policies on academic integrity and grade appeals, but in the process that we go through in terms of academic integrity in particular. So these are a set of links. Many of them have been duplicated in the syllabus itself, but they're here all in one place. So it's important that you become familiar with the syllabus and what's in it, the policies. This is really the contract for the course. The first thing I will ask you, if you have a question of me, is did you look in the syllabus? And if you have a question about something that's going on in the course, in terms of course grade, absences, etc., this is your first place to check. So welcome to the course, and I look forward to being with you this semester. But I wanted to provide an overview of this course syllabus, since it is such an important document in the course. Please take time. I encourage you to print it out, keep it handy. Of course, you can look at it in Blackboard at any point in time as well. It'll be under course information. Sorry, it'll be under the syllabus link on the left side menu in Blackboard. So you can obviously pull it up anytime you want. But I encourage you to think about printing it out so that you have a copy nearby, and you can always have it ready to consult.